We will be answering 319 questions from GST 201 titled Nigerian Peoples and Culture. We have taken out time to generate likely asked questions from paragraph by paragraph of this book, making study very easy and interesting. This material is from National Open University of Nigeria. My name is Dan Asukwo, your instructor. Are you writing any of the GSTs soon? If so, let us know on the comments section so that we can help you out. If you are a NOUN student or from any other universities, this will be very useful for you. Please do well to share it with others as well as on your study groups. If this is your first time of coming across our videos, why not do well to subscribe, like, comment, and share for others too to benefit? 1. What was the title given to the head of the Yoruba army, and what were their main functions? Answer. The head of the Yoruba army was conferred with the title of Are Ona Kankanfo. The army's main functions included ensuring stability, expansion, and keeping dissident territories in check. 2. Who are the major ethnic groups in southern Nigeria discussed in Module 1, Unit 1? Answer. The major ethnic groups in southern Nigeria discussed in this material are the Yoruba, the Bini, and the Igbo. 3. What are the objectives of studying Nigerian peoples and culture, particularly in pre-colonial times? Answer. The objectives include knowing the Yoruba, Bini, and Igbo, discussing their origins, understanding their culture, grasping their socio-political organization, and identifying similarities and dissimilarities among them. 4. Can you name at least 6 major ethnic groups in southern Nigeria as mentioned in the material? Answer, yes. Among others, the material identifies 6 major ethnic groups in southern Nigeria, including the Yoruba, Bini, Igbo, Itsekiri, Urhobo, and Ijaw. 5. Describe the geographical distribution of the majority of the Yoruba people. Answer. The majority of the Yoruba people are found in western and central states of Nigeria, stretching across Oyo, Osun, Ogun, Ondo, Lagos, Kwara, and Kogi. 6. What are the primary religions practiced by the Yoruba, and how prevalent are traditional beliefs among them? Answer. The Yoruba practice both Islam and Christianity, but a significant number still adhere to traditional beliefs. 7. According to Reverend Samuel Johnson, where does he trace the origin of the Yoruba people? Answer. Reverend Samuel Johnson traces the origin of the Yoruba to the east, specifically from the northeastern area of Africa, suggesting a connection to Egypt. 8. What is Oka Oramfe's version regarding the origin of the Yoruba people? Answer. According to Oka Oramfe's version, Oduduwa led the Yoruba people to Ile-Ife after a journey, and the world was created at Oka Oramfe in Ile-Ife through symbolic actions involving iron, earth, and a cockerel. 9. Describe the socio-political organization of the traditional Yoruba, focusing on the Oyo Empire. Answer. The Oyo Empire, founded by Oranmiyan, had a unique system of government with checks and balances. The Alafin, assisted by the Oyomesi Council, was the head, and the Ogboni cult played a significant role as a counterpower. 10. Who founded the Oyo Empire, and what made it unique in terms of government structure? Answer. Oranmiyan is credited with founding the Oyo Empire. It was unique for having checks and balances in its government structure, contributing to its stability. 11. What was the role of the Oyomesi Council in the traditional Yoruba socio-political organization? Answer. The Oyomesi Council served as a check on the Alafin's power, acting as kingmakers and having the authority to remove any Alafin who transgressed the laws or appeared dictatorial. 12. Explain the significance of the Ogboni cult in Yoruba society. Answer. The Ogboni cult played a powerful role in Yoruba society, serving as a counterpower to the Oyomesi and playing a mediatory role in conflicts between the Oyomesi and the Alafin. 13. How were provincial governments organized in the Oyo Empire, and what autonomy did they enjoy? Answer. Provincial governments in the Oyo Empire were modeled after the central government, administered by princes, minor kings, and baals. They enjoyed considerable autonomy, subject to the overlordship of the Alafin. 14. In what century was the Oyo Empire founded, and how did it expand its authority? Answer. The Oyo Empire was founded in the 15th century, and by the 16th century had expanded its authority as far as Dahomey. 15. Why are the Bini people significant in the history of Nigeria according to the material? Answer. The Bini people are significant in Nigerian history as they were the first to be visited by Europeans in the 15th century, and the Benin Kingdom was the first on the west coast of Africa to exchange ambassadors with a major European power. 16. Which European country visited the Benin Kingdom in the 15th century? Answer. Portuguese explorers such as Rui de Sequeira and Alfonso de Aveiro visited the Benin Kingdom in the 15th century. 17. When did the exchange of ambassadors between the Benin Kingdom and the Portuguese occur? Answer. Between 1481 and 1504. 18. What was the role of the Bini people in the history of Nigeria during the 15th century? Answer. They were first to be visited by Europeans and engaged in diplomatic exchanges with the Portuguese. 19. What century witnessed the arrival of the first Europeans to Benin, according to Hodgkin? Answer. Hodgkin notes that the second half of the 15th century witnessed the arrival of the first Europeans to Benin. 20. Why is the Benin Kingdom historically important on the west coast of Africa? Answer. Because it was the first to be visited by Europeans and engaged in diplomatic exchanges with a major European power, the Portuguese, during the 15th century. 21. What are the different versions of the origins of the Bini people as discussed in the material? Answer. The Egarevba's version suggests migration from Egypt, Igbafe's version involves the youngest child of Osanobua, and Ogiso's version introduces the Ogiso era and the establishment of the Iweka dynasty. 22. How did the Ogiso dynasty come to an end, and what led to the establishment of the Iweka dynasty in Benin? Answer. The Ogiso dynasty ended with Owodo's conflict with nobles, leading to the banishment of his son Ekaladeran. Ekaladeran founded Ugoton and later moved to Ife. Due to a political crisis in Benin, Ekaladeran's son, Oranmiyan, was sent by the Uni of Ife, but Oranmiyan found Benin ungovernable and had a child, Iweka Thirst, who established the Iweka dynasty. 23. Describe the socio-political organization of the Bini Kingdom during the Ogiso era. Answer. The Ogiso era featured a unique government system with rulers known as Ogisos. The Oba was assisted by the Oyomesi Council, and the Ogboni cult played a significant role. The Bini Kingdom also had a well-organized army, provincial governments, and a stable political structure. 24. According to Hodgkin, what impressed him about the Bini Kingdom when he visited in 1604? Answer. Hodgkin was impressed by the socio-political organization of the Bini Kingdom, describing it as a great town with a broad street, and he emphasized the significance of the Oba as both the civil and religious head. 25. How was succession to the throne in the Bini Kingdom determined? Answer. By primogeniture, where the first surviving son succeeded his father, and the Oba was considered not only the civil head, but also the religious head. 26. What were the two distinct classes in Bini society, and how were they organized? Answer. The two distinct classes in Bini society were the nobility, Adasotu, and the commoners, Igiotu. The nobility included the Uzama, Egevbo and Ogbe, palace chiefs, and Egevbo and Ore, town chiefs. The commoners were organized into guilds based on professions. 27. How did the Igbo political system differ from that of the Yoruba and Benin? Answer. The Igbo political system was fragmentary or acephalous, lacking strong centralized states. Igbo society operated a direct democracy centered on the village, with decision-making involving all male adults in the village. 28. How many subcultures exist within the Igbo people, and what are they? Answer. There are 5 subcultures within the Igbo people. Igbo of eastern Nigeria, Igbo of southeastern Nigeria, Igbo of northeastern Nigeria, Western Igbo, and Northern Igbo. 29. What was the basis of recognition and respect in traditional Igbo society? Answer. In traditional Igbo society, recognition and respect were based on individual capability and age rather than family background. Elders were highly respected, and hard-working individuals were given important responsibilities. 30. According to the Amala Oha, what was the form of General Assembly in traditional Igbo society, and how did it operate? Answer. The Amala Oha was a form of general assembly in traditional Igbo society. All male adult members met to perform legislative functions. Decisions were absolute, and meetings were held in the open village square. 31. Discuss the various versions of the origins of the Igbo people mentioned in the material. Answer. The material mentions Middle East, Igbo land-centered, NRI, Oka or Orlu, Ida, Benin, and Israeli versions of the origin of the Igbo people. 32. Why are the versions of the origin of the Igbo more challenging to reconcile compared to the Yoruba and Bini? Answer. The Igbo society was acephalous, and there were limited professional historians, making it difficult to reconcile the various versions of their origin. 33. How did the Igbo political system operate, and what was the role of the Amala Oha? Answer. The Igbo political system operated as a direct democracy with the village as the center of government. The Amala Oha was a general assembly where all male adults 34. Describe the organization of the nobility in the Bini kingdom. Answer. The nobility in the Bini kingdom included the Uzama, Egayevbo and Ogbe, palace chiefs, and Egayevbo and Ore, town chiefs, organized into 3 groups of title holders. 35. What are the common characteristics shared by the Igbo people despite their cultural diversity? Answer. The Igbo people share a common basic culture in their language with mutually intelligible dialects. They also share a common political system based on decentralization of power and the delegation of authority exercised by holders of the Ofo. 36. Discuss the role of age grades or age and titled societies in the socio-political organization of the Igbo. Answer. Age grades or age and titled societies were fundamental in the Igbo socio-political organization. The Amala Oha represented a form of general assembly, and each age set had its own rights, duties, obligations, and responsibilities in the village. 37. What is the origin of the Itsekiri people, and how did the kingdom come into existence according to Itsekiri tradition? Answer. The Itsekiri people trace their origin to Ijinua, the son and heir apparent of Oba Olua of Benin in 1473. Due to disastrous advice, Ijinua became unpopular, and his father sent him to establish a kingdom by the sea. Itsekiri tradition holds that this settlement is known as the Itsekiri kingdom. 38. How does the socio-political organization of the Itsekiri kingdom resemble that of the Benin kingdom? Answer. The Itsekiri kingdom's socio-political organization is similar to that of the Benin kingdom. The Olu rules the kingdom and presides over the Ojoya Council, consisting of 7 nobles or title holders. The Olu combines spiritual and temporal powers. 39. Discuss the various versions of the origin of the Urhobo people as presented in the material. Answer. The material presents 2 versions of the origin of the Urhobo people, the Ugeli, Agara, and Ogo version, which claims they originated from the Ijaw, and the Uwerun, Abraka, Agbon, Ugun, and Olomu version, suggesting they are the product of Benin immigrants. 40. How is the socio-political organization of the Urhobo people structured, and how does it compare to that of the Itsekiri? Answer. The Urhobo people are fragmented and live in different places in the Niger Delta area. Each Urhobo village has its own traditional institution headed by a ruler, Ovi. The socio-political organization is modeled after that of the Benin kingdom, similar to the Itsekiri. 41. What are the similarities and dissimilarities among the Urhobo, Itsekiri, and Benin socio-political organizations? Answer. Similarities include the model after the Benin kingdom, with rulers presiding over councils. Dissimilarities may include the fragmentation of the Urhobo, unlike the unified Itsekiri and Benin kingdoms. 42. How do the Urhobo age sets function in their society, and what roles do they play? Answer. In the Urhobo society, adult male members are divided into age sets corresponding with youth, middle age, and elders. Each age set performs specific duties in the society. 43. Characterize the origin of the Ijaw people and explain the similarities in their origin stories with the Itsekiri and Urhobo. Answer. The origin of the Ijaw people is similar to that of the Itsekiri and Urhobo. They share almost the same stories, and there is no clear-cut demarcation in the history of their origin. 44. What unique feature characterized the socio-political organization of the traditional Ijaw people, and why was this so? Answer. The traditional Ijaw did not develop any centralized system of government. This might be because they were scattered in small fishing settlements in the creeks of the river Niger. The house system characterized Ijaw societies. 45. How does the socio-cultural shift from the traditional Itsekiri, Urhobo, and Ijaw to the present-day manifest? Answer. The socio-cultural shift is evident in the differences between the traditional practices described in the unit and the current practices of the Itsekiri, Urhobo, and Ijaw. 46. Explain the role of Olu in the socio-political organization of the Itsekiri kingdom. Answer. The Olu is the ruler of the Itsekiri kingdom, presiding over the Ojoye Council, which consists of 7 nobles or title holders. The Olu holds both spiritual and temporal powers. 47. In what ways did the Oba of Benin influence the establishment of the Itsekiri kingdom according to the Itsekiri tradition? Answer. Oba Olua of Benin, noticing the unpopularity of his son Iginua, arranged for him to establish a kingdom by the sea to avoid problems in Benin. This decision led to the creation of the Itsekiri kingdom. 48. Compare and contrast the socio-political organization of the Itsekiri with that of the Urhobo. Answer. Both the Itsekiri and Urhobo socio-political organizations are modeled after the Benin kingdom. However, the Urhobo are fragmented and do not have a single kingdom, unlike the Itsekiri. 49. How did the traditional Ijaw society differ from other ethnic groups in terms of political organization and occupation? Answer. The traditional Ijaw society did not develop a centralized system of government, possibly due to being scattered in small fishing settlements. They were predominantly traders, especially fishermen. 50. What were the major Ijaw states mentioned in the material, and what role did the house system play in their socio-political organization? Answer. The major Ijaw states mentioned are Bani, Kalabari, Ibrika, Opobo, and Brass Nembe. The house system characterized Ijaw societies, emphasizing scattered settlements in the creeks of the river Niger. 51. How does the Urhobo socio-political organization differ from that of the Itsekiri and Ijaw? Answer. The Urhobo socio-political organization is village-based, with each village having its own traditional institution headed by a ruler, Ovi. This differs from the more centralized structures of the Itsekiri and the scattered settlements of the Ijaw. 52. Discuss the impact of cultural and historical differentiation in the versions of the origin of the Urhobo people. Answer. The versions of the origin of the Urhobo people contribute to cultural and historical differentiation, creating debates over whether they originated from the Ijaw or Benin immigrants. 53. Explain the significance of Ojoye in the socio-political structure of the Itsekiri kingdom. Answer. Ojoye is the council presided over by the Olu in the Itsekiri kingdom, consisting of 7 nobles or title holders. It holds both spiritual and temporal powers, influencing decision-making and governance. 54. What is the estimated population of the Hausa people by the year 2000, and why are they considered one of the largest linguistic groups in Africa? Answer. It was about 20 million. They are considered one of the largest linguistic groups in Africa. 55. What is the Bayajida story, and how does it attempt to explain the origin of the Hausa states? Answer. The Bayajida story is an authentic oral tradition in Hausa land explaining the origin of the Hausa states. According to the legend, Bayajida is believed to be the founder hero of the Hausa states, coming from Baghdad to Kanem-Borno and then to present-day Hausa land. 56. Describe the socio-political organization of the traditional Hausa states, highlighting the role of the Sarki and the impact of Islamization. Answer. The Sarki, the head of any typical Hausa state, presides over a well-organized court. The Sarkin Kasar, the ruler of the land, combines political and religious, spiritual functions. Islamization led to the establishment of new political institutions and the adoption of Sharia law. 57. What role did Bayajida play in the founding of the original 7 Hausa states, and what are they referred to as? Answer. Bayajida, along with his son Bawo and other descendants, is believed to have founded the original 7 Hausa states known as the Hausa Bokwoi. 58. What unites all the Kanem-Bornu people, and what are the major versions of the origin of the Kanem-Bornu people? Answer. Kanuri is the language that unites all the Kanem-Bornu people. The major versions of their origin include the So version and the Saif B. Diazan version. 59. Discuss the socio-political organization of the Kanem-Bornu people, emphasizing kinship, the Nokena, Maini Kanendi, the army, titled nobility, and the servile institution. Answer. The socio-political organization is based on kinship, with the Mai as the highest authority. The Nokena serves as an imperial state council, and the Maini Kanendi is the chief judge. The army, titled nobility, and the servile institution play vital roles in administration. 60. What are the various versions of the origin of the Nupe people, and how does the Etsu Nupe function in the socio-political organization? Answer. Various versions include the Nupe-centered, Egyptian, Ida, and Igala versions. The Etsu Nupe, the head of the Nupe kingdom, operates a two-level administration and enjoys a divine status. 61. Locate the Nupe state geographically and explain its significance in trade routes during pre-colonial times. Answer. The Nupe state was located on the north bank of the Niger at its confluence with the river Kaduna. It was at the crossroads of trade from Borno to Kano and Yorubaland, Ganga, and Benin. 62. What are the main tasks of the nobility in the socio-political organization of the Nupe people, and how does the Zitsu contribute to the system? Answer. The nobility helps the Etsu Nupe carry out leadership duties, and the Zitsu, heading each village, assists the Etsu and pays tribute, recognizing his authority. 63. Discuss the various versions of the origin of the Nupe people and their historical significance according to the material. Answer. Various versions include Nupe-centered, Egyptian, Ida, and Igala versions. Nupe's historical significance involves paying allegiance to the Ata of the Igala state and later establishing independence with Tsoede as Etsu Nupe. 64. Compare and contrast the socio-political organizations of the traditional Hausa, Kanem-Bornu, and Nupe. Answer. The socio-political organizations share similarities in having a central authority, but differences exist in the specific institutions, roles, and traditions within each group. 65. How did Islamization influence the socio-political organization of the Hausa states, and what new institutions emerged during the 14th and 15th centuries? Answer. Islamization introduced new political institutions such as Galadima, Madawaki, Magaji, Dugari, Yari Sarki, and Sarki Yao. Sharia law started taking shape, and titles like Alkali and Qadi became common in justice administration. 66. Explain the significance of the Nokana in the Kanem-Bornu socio-political structure and its principal duty. Answer. The Nokana serves as an imperial state council, offering the king useful advice in the Kanem-Bornu socio-political structure. 67. What is the linguistic significance of the Kanuri language in relation to the Kanem-Bornu people? Answer. Kanuri is the language that unites all the Kanem-Bornu people, emphasizing their linguistic identity. 68. Discuss the various versions of the origin of the Kanem-Bornu people, including the So version and the Saif B. Diazan version. Answer. The So version suggests the So people as the first settlers, while the Saif B. Diazan version attributes the foundation of Kanem-Bornu to the Arab hero Saif B. Diazan. 69. Describe the significance of Gabara as the capital of the Nupe state and its role as a trading center. Answer. Gabara, located on the bank of the Kaduna River, served as the capital of the Nupe state and an important trading center, connecting Benin and Oyo trade with Nupe. 70. How did the Nupe socio-political system operate under the leadership of the Etsu Nupe, and what was the role of the nobility? Answer. The Etsu Nupe, with a divine status, operated a two-level administration. The nobility assisted the king in leadership duties, including tasks performed by Shaba, Kapotu, and Maku. 71. Discuss the influence of trade routes on the geographical location of the Nupe state in pre-colonial times. Answer. The Nupe state was strategically located at the crossroads of trade routes, connecting Borno to Kano and Yorubaland, Ganga, and Benin, making it a significant trading center. 72. Who is credited with contributing significantly to the development of the Igala state? And what are the different versions regarding the origin of the Igala people? Answer: Abutu Ije is credited with contributing significantly to the development of the Igala state. Different versions include the Abutu Ije version, Achadu version, and the Yoruba version regarding the origin of the Igala people. 73. Describe the socio-political organization of the traditional Igala people, highlighting the roles of Ayagba Idoko and the Ata. Answer: Ayagba or Idoko is known as the ancestor to all the Atas, credited with founding the present Igala dynasty. Each Igala Mela was the head of an effective Igala territory, operating on two levels, central and provincial. The Ata, head of the center, was assisted by a council of chiefs and officials in local or provincial administration. 74. What are the different versions of the origin of the Jukun people, and how does the Kano Chronicle contribute to understanding their history? Answer: the different versions include the Kano Chronicle version. The Kano Chronicle contributes to understanding Jukun history by stating that the Jukun people raided Hausa land and Bornu in the 16th and 17th centuries. 75. Discuss the socio-political organization of the traditional Jukun people, emphasizing the role of Aku-Uka, Achuo, and the nobles in governance. Answer: the Jukun people operated a theocratic system with Aku-Uka as the head, representing the gods on earth. Although powerful, Aku-Uka ruled with checks on his power, judged by performance and taboos. Achuo, the head of the Council of Nobles, functioned as the prime minister. 76. According to P. Bohannon, how does he classify the TIV people, and what are the different versions of the origin of the TIV people? Answer: P. Bohannon classifies the TIV people as the largest single ethnic group in the Middle Benue Basin. Different versions of their origin include the TIV version and the SWEM version. 77. Discuss the socio-political organization of the traditional TIV people, focusing on the concepts of Tsombor and Mbavesin. Answer: the TIV socio-political system is a classic example of a segmentary, decentralized system. Tsombor is the family group, and Mbavesin, or elder, is the head of a unit. TIV society is hierarchical, starting from the individual to the family, extended family, kindred, clan, and the whole tribe. 78. What is the significance of Ida in the context of the Igala people's origin, and how does Abutu Eje fit into the historical narrative? Answer: Ida is known as the capital state of the Igala people. Abutu Eje, identified as a child reared by a leopard or a prince from Ado, Benin, or Apa, Wukari Jukun, played a crucial role in the development of the Igala state, receiving sovereignty from the Okpoto population. 79. Explain the political structure of the traditional Igala people, especially the roles of Ayagba, Idoko, and the Ata, both centrally and provincially. Answer: Ayagba Idoko is the ancestor to all the Atas and is credited with founding the Igala dynasty. The political structure operated on two levels, central and provincial. The Ata was the head of the center, assisted by a council of chiefs and officials in local or provincial administration. 80. How does the Kano Chronicle version contribute to understanding the history of the Jukun people, especially in relation to their raids on Hausa land and Bornu? Answer: the Kano Chronicle version provides historical records indicating that the Jukun people raided Hausa land and Bornu in the 16th and 17th centuries, offering insights into their history. 81. Discuss the spiritual and political significance of Aku-Uka in the socio-political organization of the Jukun people, highlighting the checks on his power. Answer: Aku-Uka was the head of any effective Jukun state, believed to be spiritually appointed and representing the gods on earth. Despite being powerful, he had no absolute power and was judged by performance, with checks on his power through taboos and public opinion. 82. Compare and contrast the socio-political organizations of the Igala, Jukun, and TIV, focusing on key leadership figures and administrative structures. Answer: the socio-political organizations share similarities with central leadership figures but differ in administrative structures, traditions, and checks on power. 83. Discuss the unique aspects of the socio-political system of the traditional TIV people as described by P. Bohannon, emphasizing the segmentary or decentralized nature. Answer: P. Bohannon describes the TIV socio-political system as a unique example of a segmentary, largely decentralized government in pre-colonial and post-colonial Nigeria. 84. How does the TIV oral tradition explain the origin of the TIV ethnic group, and what role does the word TIV play in their history? Answer: According to TIV oral tradition, the TIV ethnic group was founded by a person named TIV, with the word TIV referring to both the language and the founding father of the group. 85. Evaluate the importance of genealogical affiliation in the socio-political organization of the TIV, as described by P. Bohannon. Answer: Genealogical affiliation is crucial in TIV society, forming a strong hierarchy from the individual to the tribe. Kinship relationships are organized based on this genealogical framework, contributing to the uniqueness of TIV society. 86. Describe the geographical distribution of the TIV people as highlighted by P. Bohannon, and explain the significance of the regions they occupy. Answer: P. Bohannon highlights the southern and eastern portions of the TIV country, which lies among the foothills of the Cameroon Highlands and the Sonkwala or Sankwura Hills of the Obudu Hills territory. These regions are flanked by neighboring groups, and the TIV presently occupy TIV local government areas. 87. Explain the role of Achuo in the Jukun socio-political structure, emphasizing his position as the head of AKU-UKA's Council of Nobles and Prime Minister. Answer: Achuo is the head of AKU-UKA's Council of Nobles, functioning as the Prime Minister in the Jukun socio-political structure. He is seconded by Abo Zik, Kinda Achuo, and AKU Nako, representing their lineages in governance. 88. Discuss the role of Mba Vesin in the socio-political organization of the traditional TIV people, highlighting their position as heads of units in the family group. Answer: Mba Vesin is the elder, head of a unit in the TIV socio-political organization. Each family group is divided into smaller units, and these elders play a crucial role in the hierarchical structure of TIV society. 89. Relate the importance of Ida to the Igala people's historical narrative, emphasizing its role as the capital state. Answer: Ida is crucial in the Igala people's historical narrative as the capital state. It holds significance as the central administrative and political hub for the Igala people throughout their history. 90. Who were the first Europeans to land in Nigeria, and how did their arrival contribute to the subsequent British presence in the country? Answer: The Portuguese were the first Europeans to arrive in Nigeria through the Benin Kingdom. Their arrival set the stage for the British presence, as mentioned by Hodgkin, who noted the arrival of the first Europeans in Benin in the second half of the 15th century. 91. What role did the transatlantic slave trade play in bringing the British into contact with Nigeria, and how did it shape the relations between the British and coastal Nigeria? Answer: The transatlantic slave trade was the channel that initially brought the British in contact with Nigeria. For close to 3 centuries, coastal Nigeria's relations with the British were dominated by this trade. However, in the early 19th century, the British decided to abolish the transatlantic slave trade through the operations of the British West African Naval Squadron. 92. Describe the period of legitimate commerce and its significance in the involvement of Europeans, particularly the British, in the affairs of African states. Answer: The period of legitimate commerce followed the shameful slave trade and provided an opportunity for Europeans, including the British, to get more directly involved in African states. This era introduced gunboat politics, leading to the formal annexation of Nigerian territory by the British in 1861, with the bulk of the territory occupied in the late 19th century. 93. Discuss the amalgamation processes in Nigeria, focusing on the May 1906 and January 1914 amalgamations. Answer: The May 1906 amalgamation involved the British government combining Lagos Colony and Protectorate with the Protectorate of Southern Nigeria. This was followed by the January 1914 amalgamation, where the British government amalgamated northern and southern Nigeria. The primary aim of these amalgamations was economic, seeking to cover the costs of administration and development. 94. What were the consequences of the amalgamation of 1914, and how did it shape Nigeria as a political unit? Answer. Despite the initial intention to make Nigeria a political unit, the amalgamation of 1914 faced challenges. Unanswered questions and the diverse nature of ethnic groups brought together under amalgamation led to difficulties in creating a unified nation. British colonial policy tended to be divisive and isolationist, keeping the peoples of the northern and southern protectorates separate. 95. How did colonial rule impact Nigerians, and what factors contributed to the birth of Nigerian nationalism? Answer. Colonial rule was forcibly imposed on Nigerians and was exploitative, focusing on economic, political, and social benefits for the British. This engendered protests and gave rise to Nigerian nationalism. Factors contributing to its emergence include protests against the colonial system, the influence of black diasporas in the Americas, and an articulate class of Nigerian elites agitating for change. 96. Discuss the major trends characterizing the strength of the nationalistic spirit in Nigeria during the colonial period. Answer. The nationalistic spirit in Nigeria during the colonial period was characterized by protests against the colonial system, the influence of black diasporas in the Americas, and the presence of an articulate class of Nigerian elites agitating for change. These trends collectively contributed to the birth of Nigerian nationalism. 97. How did newspapers like the West African Pilot and Garvey's The Negro World contribute to the emergence of Nigerian nationalism? Answer. The West African Pilot and Garvey's The Negro World were prominent newspapers that significantly contributed to the emergence of Nigerian nationalism. They played a role in disseminating information, fostering a sense of identity, and providing a platform for the expression of nationalist sentiments. 98. What was the Nigerian Youth Movement, NYM, and who were some of its prominent leaders? Answer. The Nigerian Youth Movement, NYM, was the first true nationalist organization in Nigeria, established in 1936. Prominent leaders included Samuel Akinsanya, H.O. Davies, Ernest Ikoli, Dr. J.C. Vaughan, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, and Chief Obafemi Awolowo. 99. Explain the role of the National Council of Nigeria and the Cameroons in the nationalist movement, including its aims. Answer. The National Council of Nigeria and the Cameroons, created in 1944, had Herbert Macaulay as president and Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe as its secretary. One of its aims was to achieve internal self-government for Nigeria, whereby the people of Nigeria and the Cameroons, under British mandate, shall exercise executive, legislative, and judicial power. 100. How did the formation of tribal-oriented political organizations impact Nigerian unity, especially with the establishment of the Action Group, AG, and the Northern People's Congress, NPC? Answer. The formation of tribal-oriented political organizations such as the Action Group, AG, and the Northern People's Congress, NPC, turned out to be strong centrifugal forces against Nigerian unity. Ethnic nationalism and regional divisions triumphed over the forces of unity in Nigerian politics. 101. Discuss the significance of the Richards Constitution of 1946, the Macpherson Constitution of 1951, and the Littleton Constitution of 1954 in the context of Nigerian independence. Answer. The Richards Constitution of 1946, Macpherson Constitution of 1951, and Littleton Constitution of 1954 were major constitutions that paved the way for Nigerian independence. The 1954 Constitution, in particular, established a federal system of government and marked the end of the nationalist struggle for independence. 102. What socio-historical evolution does Nigeria undergo, and how does it influence the question of whether Nigeria is a vital political unit? Answer. Nigeria undergoes a socio-historical evolution influenced by colonial rule, amalgamations, nationalist movements, and constitutional changes. The question of whether Nigeria is a vital political unit remains subjective, with some arguing that it is a mistake due to the diversity of ethnic groups, while others see it as a real political unit based on common experiences during colonial rule. 103. Assess the arguments presented by scholars regarding whether Nigeria is a vital political unit, considering the perspectives of both critics and supporters. Answer: scholars present varying perspectives on whether Nigeria is a vital political unit. Some argue that it is a mistake, citing the conglomerate of diverse ethnic groups, while others, like Ikeme and Ajayi, argue that Nigeria can be seen as a real political unit based on fruitful intergroup relations before colonial rule and common experiences during colonial rule. 104. Summarize the main stages of the evolution of Nigeria as a political unit and how British colonial masters influenced this process. Answer: the evolution of Nigeria as a political unit involves stages such as the arrival of Europeans, the transatlantic slave trade, legitimate commerce, amalgamations, nationalist movements, and constitutional changes. British colonial masters played a significant role in shaping these processes. 105. Reflect on the socio-historical analysis of the evolution of Nigeria as a political unit and its impact on the country's development. Answer: the socio-historical analysis of the evolution of Nigeria as a political unit reveals the complexities influenced by colonial rule, amalgamations, nationalist movements, and constitutional changes. This history has implications for Nigeria's development, including challenges related to ethnicism, tribalism, and regional divisions. 106. Assess the role of newspapers in shaping public opinion and fostering nationalist sentiments during the colonial period, with a focus on the West African Pilot and Garvey's The Negro World. Answer: newspapers like the West African Pilot and Garvey's The Negro World played a crucial role in shaping public opinion and fostering nationalist sentiments during the colonial period. They provided platforms for the expression of nationalist ideals, dissemination of information, and the creation of a sense of identity among Nigerians. 107. Discuss the impact of ethnicism, tribalism, and regional divisions on Nigerian politics, examining how these factors have shaped the country's political landscape. Answer: ethnicism, tribalism, and regional divisions have significantly impacted Nigerian politics. The formation of tribal-oriented political organizations, such as the Action Group and the Northern People's Congress, contributed to divisive forces against Nigerian unity. These factors have shaped the country's political landscape and continue to influence political dynamics. 108. Analyze the role of constitutional changes, including the Richards Constitution, McPherson Constitution, and Littleton Constitution, in the journey towards Nigerian independence. Answer: constitutional changes, including the Richards Constitution of 1946, McPherson Constitution of 1951, and Littleton Constitution of 1954, played a vital role in the journey towards Nigerian independence. These constitutions marked significant milestones, establishing federal systems of government and contributing to the end of the nationalist struggle for independence. 109. Who are considered Niger Delta people? Answer: the Niger Delta people include the Ijaw, Ndoki, Odual, Isoko, Urhobo, Abual, and Itsekiri ethnic groups. 110. Where is the Niger Delta region geographically located? Answer: in Nigeria, starting from the immediate south of Edo and Igbo lands to the Atlantic Ocean. It extends from the southeast of Yoruba land to certain parts of the Efik and Ibibio areas. 111. How are the ethnic groups in the Niger Delta region described in terms of population? Answer: as minorities. 112. Which language family do most ethnic groups in the Niger Delta region belong to? Answer: although most ethnic groups in the Niger Delta region belong to the Kwa language family, only the Urhobo and Isoko people speak the same language. 113. What is the major occupation of people living in the mangrove and freshwater areas of the Niger Delta region? Answer: fishing. 114. How do communities in the immediate hinterland of the Niger Delta region combine their occupations? Answer: they combine fishing with the cultivation of root crops. 115. Which communities have established themselves as middlemen in the oil trade in the Niger Delta region? Answer: They are Itsekiri, Bani, and Opobo. 116. Which ethnic groups in the Niger Delta region share the same language? Answer: the Urhobo and Isoko. 117. What is the primary geographical boundary of the Niger Delta region towards the south? Answer: the Atlantic Ocean. 118. What is the primary basis for the socio-political organization of the Niger Delta people? Answer: on the basis of village groups or clans, with the Itsekiri being the only exception. 119. How many village groupings are historically noted for the Ija, Urhobo, and Isoko ethnic groups in the Niger Delta region? Answer: the Ija have over 40 village groupings, the Urhobo have 22, and the Isoko have 16, among others. 120. What political trait is most commonly associated with the Niger Delta people, according to historical records? Answer: the democratic republican spirit, with the basic political unit being the village, forming a confederation with the clan or village group. 121. Which ethnic group in the Niger Delta region represents the only kingdom without internal fragmentation and multiple dialects? Answer: the Itsekiri. 122. How do ethnic groups in the Niger Delta region perceive the development of their dialects? Answer: many ethnic groups in the Niger Delta region rely on their dialects and are eager to develop them, particularly in the Urhobo area. 123. In the past, what historical events involved some village groupings in the Niger Delta region? Answer: entering into wars against each other, and a number of these groupings rose to the status of kingdoms. 124. What sets the historical development of the Niger Delta people apart from the Edo, Yoruba, and Igbo? Answer: the Niger Delta region has never been builders of empires, and they have never nurtured any great ambition to dominate others. 125. What is the primary religious belief shared by all ethnic groups in the Niger Delta region? Answer: they all believe in the existence of a supreme god. 126. Which goddess is most generally known among the Niger Delta people associated with the waters? Answer: Olokun, also called Umalokun or Mami water. 127. How do Niger Delta people view waters according to their religious beliefs? Answer: they consider waters, including rivers, creeks, lakes, and the Atlantic Ocean, as cities populated not only by fishes but also whole communities of deities and water spirits. 128. What profession are the Ijaw people best known for in the Niger Delta region? Answer: for professional masseurs and physiotherapists, although they lack expertise in magic, divination, and herbalism. 129. How do Niger Delta people address the supreme god in different ethnic groups? Answer: Ogene in Isoko and Urhobo, Tamara or Egbesu in Ijaw, and Oritsenebue or Oriste in Itsekiri. 130. Why are Niger Delta people not famous for great works of art compared to other Nigerian ethnic groups? Answer: because of the ecological. 131. What are some of the crafts and skills that the ecological situation in the Niger Delta region does not favor? Answer: skills like iron smelting, bronze works, manufacture of glass beads, terracotta tradition, and the textile industry. 132. In which domains have the Niger Delta people demonstrated professionalism in terms of crafts and skills? Answer: in canoe making, salt production, ceramics, and particularly in oil palm production technology. 133. How did cloth weaving diffuse in the Niger Delta region, specifically in the Abo area? Answer: historical records indicate that cloth weaving diffused from the Abo area to parts of Isoko and Urhobo areas in the Niger Delta region. 134. What is the significant contribution of music and dance from the Niger Delta region to the overall heritage of Nigeria? Answer: it influenced the cultural background of contemporary dancers and musicians. 135. Which musicians mentioned in the text drew inspiration from their native Kalabari Ijaw music? Answer: the late Rex Lawson. 136. In what areas did Okupa, Sally Young, and Mike Okri draw inspiration for their music? Answer: Okupa in Isokoland, Sally Young and Mike Okri in the Ukuokori and Ugeli areas of Urhoboland drew inspiration for their music from the Niger Delta region. 137. What characteristic feature is highlighted about the Niger Delta people in the context of their artistic endeavors? Answer: The ecological limitations of the Niger Delta region are suggested as a reason why the people are not famous for great works of art. 138. What is emphasized as the primary contribution of the Niger Delta region to the overall heritage of Nigeria? Answer: music and dance. 139. What specific aspect of the Niger Delta people's skills is mentioned in relation to oil palm production? Answer: the Ijaw, Itsekiri, Urhobo, and Isoko are noted for their best skills in the technology of oil palm production. 140. Who are the inhabitants of the rainforest region of Nigeria? Answer: these can be categorized into four main groups: the Yoruba, the Western Igbo, the Eastern Igbo, and the Idoid, which includes Bini, Esan, Etsako, Igara, Owan, etc. 141. What geographical areas do the Yoruba, Western Igbo, Eastern Igbo, and Idoid groups occupy in the rainforest region? Answer: the Yoruba group is located in the western part, stretching into Benin Republic and Togo. The Eastern and Western Igbo subcultures occupy a vast area along the river Niger. The Idoid culture group is located between the Yoruba and the Igbo, with the eastern part of Igbo land extending to the Cameroonian border occupied by other ethnic groups. 142. Which cultures fall under the village democracy's tendency in the rainforest region? Answer: the Igbo people, some communities of the east, and the northern communities of the Idoid. 143. What is the basic unit of political organization in Igbo land? Answer: the village constitutes the basic unit of political organization, with villages made up of lineages headed by an Okpara, the oldest male member. 144. Describe the role of the Okpara in the village democracy system among the Igbo people. Answer: the Okpara is the head of the lineage, serving as a link between the people and the ancestors. He controls the Ofo, symbolizing justice and authority. General meetings are open to anyone making meaningful contributions, regardless of sex and age. 145. How serious disputes or decisions are handled in the village democracy system of the Igbo people? Answer: the Okpara will calls for a general meeting of the adult members of the lineage. 146. Which cultures fall under the monarchical state's tendency in the rainforest region? Answer: the Yoruba and the Bini cultures. 147. What is the basic political unit in Yoruba land? Answer: the town is the basic political unit, made up of lineages organized in order of seniority determined by the order of settlement. 148. Who assumes the headship of the town in Yoruba land, and what is the title given when crowned king? Answer: the leader of the founder lineage assumes the headship of the town. He is called Baal and is also referred to as Oba when crowned king. 149. How is leadership determined in lineages in Yoruba land? Answer: by hereditary, and the leader of the founder lineage assumes the headship of the town. 150. What is the role of the Baile in the traditional Yoruba political system? Answer: he is the head of the town and is responsible for conducting the administration of the town in consultation with various lineage chiefs. 151. What is the local level division in Yoruba land, and what is the ward chief called? Answer: at the local level, the town is divided into wards, and the ward chief is called Ijoye, Adugbo, or Olorin Itun. 152. How are compounds organized in Yoruba land, and who heads them? Answer: wards are made up of compounds, which are headed by the eldest man called Baal. 153. What distinction existed in the traditional Yoruba political system regarding judicial and legislative powers? Answer: there was a distinction between judicial and legislative powers, represented by a kind of hierarchy of powers with 3 judicial levels. 154. What is the court of last appeal in the traditional Yoruba political system? Answer: the Oba's court is the court of last. 155. How is the socio-political organization described among the people living in the rainforest region? Answer: there are village democracies and monarchical states. 156. What is the basic unit of political organization in Igbo land? Answer: the Okpara, the oldest male member. 157. What are the major artistic works for which the rainforest people of Nigeria are best known? Answer: best known for their highly sophisticated artistic traditions and skills, particularly in iron smelting, blacksmithing, terracotta figurines, and textile work. 158. Which communities in the rainforest region are mentioned as having iron smelting as their major business? Answer: communities such as Ife, Nkwere, Auka, Abiriba, and others. 159. In which parts of the rainforest region have high-quality terracotta figurines been found? Answer: these including the Igbo, Ibibio, Edo, and Yoruba lands. 160. In terms of religious beliefs, what commonality do the rainforest people share with the Niger Deltans? Answer: the general belief in the existence of a supreme god. 161. Provide examples of names used to refer to the supreme god in different cultures within the rainforest region. Answer: in Yoruba land, God is called Olodumare or Olorun. In Benin, he is called Osanobua. Among the Isan, he is Osanebua, and among the Ibibio, he is called Abasi, among others. 162. What are some powerful deities in Yoruba land? Answer: Sango, Ogun, Sopono, Olokun, Obatala, Obalafun, Orunmila, Orisanla, Yamu, and Olorogbo. 163. Which lesser deities are mentioned in Igbo culture as powerful entities? Answer: Alusi, while specific ones mentioned are Amadiaha or Amadiora, Idemili, Igwe, Ana, or Ani. 164. How many deities are said to exist in the Ife area, and how many days in the calendar year are free from official religious activities devoted to them? Answer: as many as 2,001 deities are said to exist, and only 25 days in the calendar year are free from official religious activities devoted to them. 165. What is the primary philosophy behind the religious spirit of the rainforest people? Answer: the search for good health, long life, blessings in terms of children and wealth, and general protection against misfortune and evil influences through constant worship and purity of heart. 166. What is the consequence of failure to worship or make sacrifices to the supernatural forces, according to the rainforest people's understanding? Answer: may result in the withdrawal of their protection and blessings. 167. How is witchcraft belief emphasized in the rainforest region compared to the Niger Delta region? Answer: unlike in the Niger Delta region, witchcraft belief, especially in most of Igbo land in the rainforest region, is not of paramount importance. 168. What artistic traditions are the rainforest people unbeatable in? Answer: in the science of metallurgy, especially iron smelting and blacksmithing. 169. In terms of textile work, which cultures in the rainforest region are specifically mentioned for their appreciable level of involvement? Answer: the Yoruba and Isan land. 170. What regions in the rainforest area are mentioned as constituting the reservoir of great masks with deep religious meaning and symbolism? Answer: Ibibio land and its neighbors are mentioned, most of which hold deep religious meaning and symbolism. 171. How is the residence of the supreme god described, and why does he rarely get involved directly in the affairs of men, according to the rainforest people's beliefs? Answer: as somewhere in space, in the direction of the sky. He rarely gets involved directly in the affairs of men because the people are more concerned with their closer deities. 172. Which region in Nigeria is known as the home of an overwhelming majority of cultural or ethnic groups? Answer: the Guinea Savannah region. 173. Name 4 major states that constitute over 50% of the cultures of Nigeria within the Guinea Savannah region. Answer: the Adamawa, Nasarawa, Plateau, and Taraba. 174. What geographical areas does the Guinea Savannah region share borders with? Answer: with Cameroon in the east and with the Republic of Benin in the west. 175. What is the general belief regarding the percentage of peoples and cultures of Nigeria found in the Guinea Savannah region? Answer: that about 70% of the peoples and cultures of Nigeria are found in the Guinea Savannah region. 176. Which large ethnic groups are mentioned as part of the Guinea Savannah region? Answer: Tiv, Gwari, and Nupe. 177. What is a characteristic feature of groups within the Guinea Savannah region in terms of size? Answer: The Guinea Savannah region are generally known for their small size, with most groups having fewer than 1,000 people. 178. Give examples of small ethnic groups within the Guinea Savannah region. Answer: the Mumuye, Jukun, Anok, Kakanda, Birom, Higi, Jirai, Ichen, Kaka, Chokobo, Fir, Basa, Tikar, Virgo, Afizire, Kambari, Koro, Anaguta, Gade, Shamo, Anagas, Vomni, Lak, Jero, Tangali, Zaranda, Limoro, Rubu, Amo, Kurama, Holma, Mbula, Lao, Chamo, etc. 179. Before the rise of emirates and jihads in the early 19th century, what was the socio-political organization of the Guinea Savannah people characterized by? Answer: by petty chiefdoms or village and lineage-based democracy. 180. Which ethnic groups in the Guinea Savannah region developed elaborate monarchical structures dating back to antiquity? Answer: the Igala, Nupe, and Jukun. 181. What institution did some prominent groups like the Ibira, Idoma, Tiv, and Birom ultimately formalize within their ethnic groups? Answer: the institution of the so-called Royal Highnesses with jurisdiction covering the whole ethnic group. 182. Which spiritual and political figure do some ethnic groups in the Guinea Savannah region pay allegiance to? Answer: to the Sultan, who has spiritual and political control of the greater part of the region. 183. How is the Guinea Savannah socio-political organization different from that of the Rainforest people? Answer: known for large monarchies and great empires. 184. What are the major states mentioned within the Guinea Savannah region? Answer: Adamawa, Nasarawa, Plateau, and Taraba. 185. What geographical features demarcate the Guinea Savannah region? Answer: is demarcated by the Middle Belt, Kashash and Bauchi, sharing borders with Cameroon in the east and with the Republic of Benin in the west. 186. What is the overall geographical distribution of the Guinea Savannah people in relation to other cultural or ethnic groups in Nigeria? Answer: about 70% of the peoples and cultures of Nigeria are believed to be found in this region. 187. What is the major economic preoccupation of the people in the Guinea Savannah region? Answer: farming, particularly yam cultivation. 188. Which ethnic groups are known as the West African Yam Belt in the Guinea Savannah region? Answer: the Nupe, Koto, and Tiv. 189. What are the primary crops cultivated by other ethnic groups in the Guinea Savannah region besides yam? Answer: Guinea corn and millet. Cassava is also cultivated but not in abundance. 190. Who is primarily involved in yam cultivation in the Guinea Savannah region? Answer: largely men. 191. What is unique about land distribution and fertility in the Guinea Savannah region? Answer: land belongs to the community or lineage, not to individuals, and the fertility of the land is exceptional. 192. How do rivers contribute to the economy of the Guinea Savannah region? Answer: Nigeria's major rivers, the Niger and the Benue, provide ample opportunity for professional fishing in the Guinea Savannah region. 193. How is the structure of religious beliefs in the Guinea Savannah region different from that of the Delta and the Rainforest regions? Answer: the structure of religious beliefs in the Guinea Savannah region lacks extensive pantheons, unlike the Delta and the Rainforest regions. 194. What is the general belief in the Guinea Savannah region regarding the existence of a supreme god? Answer: there is an existence of a supreme god. 195. Provide examples of names used for the supreme god in different ethnic groups within the Guinea Savannah region. Answer: Ashili or Bakashili among the Kurama, Aondo among the Tiv, Soko among the Nupe. 196. Which ethnic groups in the Guinea Savannah region are known for their strong belief in witchcraft, magic, and sorcery? Answer: the Igala, Jukun, and Tiv. 197. What is unique about the political system of the Jukun in relation to their belief in ritual and magic? Answer: the political system of the Jukun is sometimes described as theocratic, and their significance derives from a powerful attachment to ritual and magic. 198. In the Tiv ethnic group, who is believed to be witches? Answer: only men are believed to be witches. 199. What is noteworthy about the religious balance in the Guinea Savannah region compared to other regions in Nigeria? Answer: this is the most representative of religious balance in Nigeria, cohabitating between Islam and Christianity. 200. Who are the major cultural groups in the Sudan Savannah region of Nigeria? Answer: the Kanuri and Hausa. 201. What is the historical origin of the Hausa people and their original states? Answer: Daura is the original home of the Hausa people. The 7 original Hausa states of Daura, Kano, Zaria, Zazao, Kakaina, Rano, Biram, and Gobir were founded by the children of Bawo, son of a migrant prince of Baghdad, Abu Yazid or Abu Yazidu or Bayajida. 202. Where are the Hausa people mostly concentrated in Nigeria today? Answer: in Kano, Jigawa, Kaduna, Katsina, Sokoto, Kebbi, and Zamfara states. They also have communities in the neighboring Niger Republic. 203. What is the linguistic classification of the Hausa language and where is it spoken as a lingua franca? Answer: is classified under the Chadic subgroup of the Afro-Asiatic or Hamito-Semitic family. It serves as the lingua franca of the whole former northern region of Nigeria and is spoken widely in the Sudan Savannah area. 204. What percentage of Hausa speakers are non-Hausa and where is the language spoken? Answer: 75% of Hausa speakers are non-Hausa and the language is spoken in the whole of the Sudan Savannah area. 205. What is the foundation of the socio-political organization of the Hausa people? Answer: on the strict status differentiation between the Sarakuna chiefs, Masu Sarauta office holders, and the Talakawa common people. 206. How is the hierarchy structured in the Hausa social and political organization? Answer: the Sarakuna chiefs are at the top, followed by the Masu Sarauta na Asali, holders of hereditary offices, and the Masu Sarauta na Kafka, holders of offices of allegiance, with the Talakawa common people forming the third class. 207. What are the 5 levels of administration in a typical Hausa state? Answer: Jama'a, Kaukya, Ungawoyi, Gidajoy or Gundumomi, and Birni, with Jama'a representing the smallest operative political unit and Birni constituting the largest. 208. Describe the patron-client network found in Hausa land's socio-political process. Answer: it revolves around a central figure to which others are attached as subordinates or clients. The focus is on this central figure that represents and protects the interests of the clients. 209. What is the role of the patrons in Hausa migrant communities and professional organizations? Answer: each community having a patron leader, such as Sarkin Hausawa, or among professional guilds like Sarkin Makera, Sarkin Mukada, Sankira, Sarkin Alaru, and Imam. 210. How is the sense of hierarchy and authority reflected in Hausa migrant colonies and professional organizations? Answer: is reflected not only among the migrant Hausa colonies all over the Central Sudan, but also among professional organizations. The active sense of hierarchy is evident among the professional guilds and migrant communities. 211. How would you describe the major components of the Hausa economy in the Sudan Savannah region? Answer: the 3 major components of the Hausa economy are farming, industry, and commerce. 212. Which agricultural crops are commonly cultivated in Hausa land, and what role do they play in the Nigerian economy? Answer: Guinea corn, millet, maize, and beans, contributing significantly to the Nigerian economy. 213. In what year did the Sudan Savannah area account for a substantial percentage of 52% of the total Guinea corn output in Nigeria? Answer: 1970-214. What craft products are traditionally associated with the industrial activities of the Hausa people? Answer: leatherworks, blacksmithing, sculpture, perfumes, and various textile wares. 215. According to some arguments, what played a significant role in the rise of the great Harbi kingdoms in the Sudan Savannah region? Answer: the commerce of the trans-Saharan trade. 216. Describe the gendered division of labor in Hausa land, highlighting examples from both male and female domains. Answer: in retail sales of grains and spinning is considered a female domain, while blacksmithing and long-distance trade are predominantly male affairs. 217. How has the client-patron pattern in Hausa politics influenced economic production, and who holds the bulk of it? Answer. The Talakawa holds the bulk of economic production following the client-patron pattern in Hausa politics. 218. What is unique about the economic freedom enjoyed by Hausa women compared to other ethnic groups? Answer. More than any other ethnic group, Hausa women enjoy enormous economic freedom, running private businesses, and having absolute control over their income. 219. How does Hausa culture justify a wife's claim for a fee in the process of economic production, and what historical records support this practice? Answer. According to Hausa culture, a wife is justified to claim a fee for labor rendered to a husband in the process of economic production, and historical records indicate that some Hausa women are far richer than their husbands. 220. How would you characterize the overall economy of the Sudan Savannah people? Answer. The economy of the Sudan Savannah people is diverse, with a strong emphasis on agriculture, craft production, and commerce. The Hausa people play a significant role in these economic activities. 221. Who are the Fulani, and what distinguishes them as a major ethnic group in the Sudan Savannah region? Answer. The Fulani, also known as Fulba, are a major ethnic group in the Sudan Savannah region, characterized by their widespread distribution and symbiotic relations with the Hausa people. 222. What are the two broad categories of the Fulani, and how do they differ in terms of settlement and occupation? Answer. The pastoral or cattle Fulani, known for their nomadic lifestyle and cattle rearing, and the settled or Fulani Gidan, mostly located around Hausa capitals. 223. Where is the original home of the Fulani, and how are they distributed across different regions today? Answer. Senegal is believed to be the original home of the Fulani. Today, Fulani communities are found in various African countries, including Senegal, Gambia, Guinea, Nigeria, and others. 224. How do the pastoral Fulani integrate Islam with pre-Islamic religious practices, and what is their main occupation? Answer. The pastoral Fulani combine Islam with pre-Islamic religious practices, and their main occupation is cattle rearing. 225. How did the name Hausa Fulani come about, and what does it signify in terms of relations between the two ethnic groups? Answer. The name Hausa Fulani is the result of symbiotic relations between the Hausa and Fulani ethnic groups, indicating a close and intertwined relationship. 226. In which regions are Fulani communities mostly settled in Nigeria, and how do they interact with the Hausa people? Answer. Mostly settled among the Hausa of Sokoto, Katsina, Kano, Bornu, Bauchi, Yos, Plateau, and Adamawa highlands, showcasing a symbiotic relationship with the Hausa people. 227. Why is the relationship between education and development emphasized in the material? Answer. Between education is to a nation what the mind is to the body. 228. What was the role of education in ancient Greece? Answer. As a standard bearer and a blender of minds, behavior, and cherished values, shaping the social order based on the philosophies of great educationists like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. 229. How did education evolve from ancient Greece to the modern world according to Onov Baidedo, 1995? Answer. To Onov Baidedo, 1995, the journey of reason and Western learning evolved through the classical to the modern world, experiencing challenges and rebirths, including the Renaissance and Enlightenment periods. 230. Describe Nigerian education in pre-colonial times. Answer. It was informal, non-literate, and not specialized. It contradicted the ideal of education as it did not foster personal autonomy, responsibility, and a mastery of relevant forms of life. 231. Answer. What changes occurred in Nigerian education after independence? Answer. After independence, the functional inadequacies of education became apparent, prompting the need for an educational system aligned with the nation's development needs, considering the complexity of the newly formed government. 232. What was the significance of the 1969 National Conference on Education in Nigeria? Answer. The 1969 National Conference aimed to set new policies for education in Nigeria. It involved representatives from various interest groups and its findings became the cornerstone for the formulation of the 1977 National Policy on Education. 233. How did the 1977 National Policy on Education impact Nigeria's educational system? Answer. The policy led to a significant expansion of the educational system in terms of the number and variety of institutions as reflected in the enrollment statistics provided by Emoji, 1999. 234. Is the Nigerian education system considered a failure? Answer. The answer is not fixed. Scholars present both yes and no perspectives, discussing the successes and failures of the educational system. 235. What were the achievements of the Universal Basic Education Program, UBE, introduced in 1976? UBE increased the number of schools and enrollment, with primary school enrollment reaching about 17 million by December 1996. However, enrollment and transition rates from primary to secondary schools remained low. 236. What was the aim of the 6334 system adopted in 1981 for tertiary education? Answer. The aim was to train Nigerians for leadership in industrial and technological advancement, leading to the establishment of more federal universities and universities of technology. 237. According to scholars advocating the yes answer, what are the reasons for the failure of the Nigerian education system? Answer. They cite persistent cultural conflicts between foreign and African traditions and the Nigerian factor, where educational facilities were established for monetary gain, resulting in graduates lacking knowledge. 238. What policies does the material suggest for the way forward in Nigerian education? Answer. The suggested policies include private schools regaining autonomy, government-owned schools being privatized, government focusing on policymaking, maintaining standards, and conducting an inventory of schools. 239. How does the material propose to address the cultural conflicts affecting the Nigerian education system? Answer. By ensuring that the educated Nigerian fully assimilates both foreign intellectual traditions and African traditions to avoid moral and intellectual confusion. 240. How does the material suggest addressing the Nigerian factor in education? Answer. It recommends ensuring that educational facilities are established with genuine intentions rather than for monetary gain, preventing the production of graduates with certificates but lacking knowledge. 241. What are some basic tenets of the 1969 National Conference on Education's findings and decisions? Answer. The conference aimed to inculcate the right values and attitudes, train the mind in understanding the world, and acquire appropriate skills for individuals to contribute to the development of society. 242. What is the significance of the 1981 adoption of the 6334 system in tertiary education? Answer. To train Nigerians for leadership in industrial and technological advancement, leading to an improvement in tertiary education with increased federal universities and universities of technology. 243. How does the material propose to measure and maintain school standards in Nigeria? Answer. It suggests that government policies must ensure the maintenance of well-known paradigms for measuring school standards to prevent a decline in the quality of education. 244. How does the material recommend addressing the low enrollment and transition rates from primary to secondary schools? Answer. It recommends addressing the issue by evaluating and possibly improving the transition rates to ensure a more effective educational system. 245. What are some policies proposed for the Nigerian education system to pursue in the future? Answer. It include regaining autonomy for private schools, privatizing government-owned schools, government focusing on policymaking, maintaining standards, and conducting a clean inventory of existing schools. 246. How would you describe Nigeria's economic status before independence? Answer. Before independence, Nigeria was a powerful economic nation with abundant land, arable soil, and a strong presence in agriculture, contributing over 50% to the gross domestic product, GDP. 247. What were some key agricultural products in Nigeria's pre-independence era? Answer. Products such as cedar, iroko, walnut, cocoa, rubber, palm produce, kola nut, yam, cassava, maize, and citrus, among others. 248. What was the significance of Nigeria's huge population in the pre-independence era? Answer: it immense importance to the economy, and it continued to increase astronomically, reaching 140 million by 2006, contributing to the country's economic dynamics, 249. In the 1960s, which sector was the leading contributor to Nigeria's GDP? Answer: it was agriculture, with over 75% of the workforce and contributing significantly to Nigeria's GDP, 250. What factors led to Nigeria enjoying the tag of a middle-income country before 1980? Answer: before 1980, Nigeria enjoyed the tag of a middle-income country due to the dominance of agriculture, which contributed to a balanced economy. 251. How did the economic situation change in Nigeria from 1980 to the present date? Answer: Nigeria experienced a drop in gross national product, GNP per capita, coupled with deteriorating social services, high inflation, declining productivity, and high rates of unemployment. 252. What are the 18 activity sectors of the Nigerian economy mentioned in the material? Answer: the 18 activity sectors of the Nigerian economy include agriculture, livestock, forestry, fishing, crude petroleum, mining and quarrying, manufacturing, utilities, building and construction, transport, communication, wholesale and retail trade, hotels and restaurants, finance and insurance, real estate and business service, housing, producers of government services, and community, social, and personal services. 253. What challenges has Nigeria faced in terms of economic self-reliance? Answer: challenges such as economic underdevelopment, overdependence on oil, low-capacity utilization, debt problems, inflation, balance of payments crisis, and a reliance on imported inputs. 254. According to the material, is Nigeria economically self-reliant? Answer: no. Nigeria is not economically self-reliant due to various economic indicators being on the negative side, including overdependence on oil and other imports. 255. What are the major problems facing the Nigerian economy today? Answer: these include slow growth of the industrial sector, high and growing rates of unemployment, slow growth of the agricultural sector, and a high internal and external debt burden. 256. How did the Nigerian economy change from being self-sufficient in food production in 1970 to the present situation? Answer: the shift in focus to oil production resulted in a complex situation where almost all non-oil sectors stagnated, leading to the current economic challenges. 257. What solutions have been proposed to address the problems of the Nigerian economy? Answer: it includes policies like Operation Feed the Nation, OFN, and the Green Revolution, as well as fiscal and monetary measures and the introduction of the Structural Adjustment Program, SAP, in 1986. 258. What were the objectives of the Structural Adjustment Program, SAP, introduced in 1986? Answer: the objectives of SAP were to restructure and diversify the productive base of the economy, reduce dependence on the oil sector and imports, achieve fiscal balance, ensure balance of payments viability, and lay the basis for sustainable and non-inflationary growth. 259. What was the aim of General Sani Abacha's 2010 vision? Answer: it was to embrace and institutionalize a culture of long-term planning in Nigeria. 260. Why is policy implementation considered a challenge for the Nigerian economy? Answer: the Nigeria's Achilles heel is not the lack of policy designs, but rather their implementation. Discontinuity in policy making is a serious blow to the economy. 261. How can a country be considered self-reliant? Answer: when it depends largely on its human and material resources for basic needs, reduces dependence on outsiders, actively uses trade policies, and maintains domestic prices higher than they would be without self-reliance strategies. 262. What are the key aspects of the Nigerian economy that need to be sustained for self-reliance? Answer: these includes agriculture, capital, technology, energy, and industrialization. 263. What were some of the fiscal policy objectives set by various administrations in Nigeria? Answer: reducing price inflation, protecting local industries, providing incentives for increased agricultural and industrial production, expanding agriculture and industry, and encouraging local production of import-substituting goods. 264. How did religion influence traditional African society? Answer: religion permeated the superstructure and basis of traditional African society, providing the framework for laws, customs, and social power. 265. In what way did traditional African religions contribute to nation building? Answer: it contributed to the unity and stability of societies, playing a positive role in the development of nations. 266. What was the significance of lesser gods or goddesses in traditional African societies? Answer: lesser gods acted as intermediaries between the Almighty God and mankind, with priests, prophets, and diviners communicating messages between the people and the divine. 267. How did ancestor worship function in traditional African societies? Answer: ancestor worship was common, with ancestors regarded as living, playing a major role in family matters and contributing to the society's well-being. 268. How did traditional African societies handle issues related to marriage and divorce? Answer: marriages in traditional African societies were contracted with fear and respect for ancestors and gods, contributing to stability and reducing divorce rates. 269. What was the role of secret societies in traditional African societies? Answer: secret societies such as the Ogboni, Oro, Ekpe, and others were powerful in regulating morality and conduct, contributing to social stability. 270. How did religion impact the economic development of pre-colonial Nigeria? Answer: religion played positive roles in the economic system, influencing production and exchange. Many factories were established to satisfy religious needs, contributing to economic growth. 271. Explain the relationship between religion and the economic system in pre-colonial Nigeria. Answer: carving, pottery, blacksmithing, weaving, and farming were economically important due to religious demands. Land, deified and sacred, influenced the traditional African economic system. 272. How were religion and politics intertwined in traditional African societies? Answer: in traditional African societies, rulers with priestly functions combined political power with religious authority, believing that political authority was an act of God and the spirits. 273. What was the state-religion relationship according to the Nigerian Independence Constitution? Answer: the Nigerian Independence Constitution of 1960 emphasized a secular state, separating affairs of state from religion and emphasizing personal religious belief. 274. Describe the Mai Tatsin riots in Nigeria and their impact. Answer: the Mai Tatsin riots in Kano in 1980 were attempts by an Islamic sect to force its ideas on society, creating fears of religious wars and negatively influencing national integration and development. 275. How did Abuja's establishment as the capital city contribute to the religion-state relationship? Answer: some scholars criticized Abuja's capability to unite Nigeria, citing symbols and structures favoring one religion over the other, violating the secular nature of the state. 276. What challenges did Nigeria face regarding religion and state during the Second Republic? Answer: Nigeria's Second Republic faced fears of religious wars as Christianity and Islam clashed, negatively influencing the country's unity and development. 277. How did the intrusion of Christianity and Islam affect religious coexistence in contemporary Nigeria? Answer: despite being the two dominant religions, Christianity and Islam have shown themselves incapable of changing the moral tones of the larger society, leading to challenges in religious cohabitation. 278. Discuss the relationship between religion and politics in traditional Nigeria. Answer: in traditional Nigeria, religion and politics were interwoven, with rulers combining priestly functions with political power, representing God on earth. 279. In what way did traditional African societies maintain social and cultural values through religion? Answer: social and cultural organization in traditional African societies was embedded in religion, influencing every aspect of life, including marriage, naming ceremonies, and age-grade systems. 280. How did religion influence the stability of traditional African societies? Answer: fear and respect for gods and ancestors, adherence to unwritten codes of conduct, and the influence of religion in various ceremonies contributed to the stability of traditional African societies. 281. Evaluate the impact of the state-religion relationship in contemporary Nigeria on national development. Answer: it, marked by challenges and controversies, has raised questions about the secular nature of the state and its impact on national development. 282. Who are considered citizens according to Plato and Aristotle in ancient Athenian society? Answer: citizens were those born into or classified within the ruling or aristocratic class, such as the philosopher-king or the guardian. 283. What universal and unbiased dimension did the French Revolution bring to the contemporary understanding of citizenship? Answer: the French Revolution in 1789, through the Declaration of the Rights of Man, introduced a universal and unbiased dimension to citizenship, emphasizing freedom and equality. 284. Explain the two ways of acquiring citizenship in Nigeria. Answer: citizenship in Nigeria can be acquired either by birth or through legal processes such as naturalization. 285. What conditions must be fulfilled to acquire citizenship by birth in Nigeria? Answers: it includes being born in Nigeria before independence to parents or grandparents from an indigenous Nigerian community, or being born after independence to Nigerian citizen parents or grandparents. 286. What is the difference between jus sanguinis and jus soli in acquiring citizenship? Answer: jus sanguinis, or citizenship by blood, is based on the citizenship of parents, while jus soli, or citizenship by soil, is based on being born within the territorial jurisdiction of a state. 287. Describe the process of direct naturalization in Nigeria. Answer: direct naturalization in Nigeria requires residency for a continuous period of 15 years, or at least 15 of non-continuous 20 years, contributing to the growth of the country and being of good character. 288. What is derivative naturalization in the context of acquiring citizenship? Answer: derivative naturalization means that a spouse, child, or relative acquires citizenship status as a result of the direct naturalization of their parents or relatives. 289. Provide an example of collective naturalization and how it occurs. Answer: it involves a group of people in a defined territory acquiring citizenship privileges of another state, either by treaty or by statute annexing the territory to a new one. 290. Enumerate the political rights that citizens enjoy in a state. Answer: political rights include the entitlement of every adult citizen to vote or be voted for in any election, unless disqualified by competent authority of the state. 291. What are civil rights, and how are they protected in a state? Answer: civil rights are inherent in the individual and must be protected by the basic law or constitution. They include rights to life, dignity of human person, personal liberty, fair hearing, and freedom from discrimination. 292. Discuss the obligations that citizens have toward the state. Answer: citizens have obligations such as placing the interest of the state before any other, paying taxes promptly, obeying laws, defending the state against enemies, upholding the honor of the state, and respecting its symbols. 293. In your own words, explain the difference between ancient and contemporary origins of citizenship. Answer: the ancient origins of citizenship, as seen through Greek philosophers like Plato and Aristotle, were based on birth into the ruling class. Contemporary origins, influenced by events like the French Revolution, emphasize universal and unbiased dimensions. 294. What is the significance of the Declaration of the Rights of Man in the context of citizenship? Answer: the Declaration of the Rights of Man during the French Revolution introduced universal and unbiased dimensions to citizenship, emphasizing the inherent freedom and equality of individuals. 295. Explain the conditions an applicant must fulfill for direct naturalization in Nigeria. Answer: An applicant must be a resident in Nigeria for a continuous period of 15 years or for at least 15 of non-continuous 20 years, contributing to the growth of Nigeria, and be of good character. 296. Provide an example of a political right that citizens in any state enjoy. Answer. One political right is the entitlement of every adult citizen to vote or be voted for in any election unless disqualified by competent authority. 297. What are the fundamental rights protected by the basic law or constitution in any state? Answer. Fundamental rights protected by the basic law or constitution include rights to life, dignity of human person, personal liberty, fair hearing, freedom of thought, and freedom from discrimination. 298. Explain how derivative naturalization works in acquiring citizenship. Answer. Derivative naturalization involves a spouse, child, or relative acquiring citizenship status as a result of the direct naturalization of their parents or relatives. 299. Describe the impact of the French Revolution on the contemporary understanding of citizenship. Answer. The French Revolution, through the Declaration of the Rights of Man, introduced universal and unbiased dimensions to citizenship, emphasizing freedom and equality. 300. How did ancient Greek philosophers, such as Plato and Socrates, view the concept of justice? Answer. For Greek philosophers like Plato and Socrates, justice was equated with morality and considered a part of human virtue. 301. According to Plato, what virtues contribute to making an individual good? Answer. Plato identified wisdom, courage, temperance, and justice as virtues that collectively make an individual good. 302. How did Plato perceive the role of justice in society? Answer. Plato believed that justice was designed for the amicable relationship of individuals in society, emphasizing harmony and virtue. 303. In what context was the term social justice synonymous with human rights according to the material? Answer. The material suggests that the term social justice was synonymous with human rights. 304. Discuss the relationship between social justice and the individual in the Nigerian context. Answer. There is a lack of general harmony and a need for conditions like full employment, a national minimum wage, free education, and more for social justice to thrive. 305. What are the conditions that need to be fulfilled for social justice to be optimized in Nigeria? These include full employment, a national minimum wage, free education, modernization of agriculture, rapid industrialization, improvement in infrastructural facilities, and a comprehensive social insurance scheme. 306. How is social justice considered the cornerstone of virtues for the state according to Plato? Answer. Plato believed that social justice is the cornerstone of other virtues of the state, emphasizing that without social justice, the state cannot be harmonious. 307. Define the concept of development. Is defined as a change or transformation into a better state, and it is considered a process. 308. Are development and human rights interrelated according to the material? Answer. Yes. Development and human rights are interrelated, and the right to development is considered an inalienable human right. 309. How social injustice is addressed at the international level, and why is national enforcement crucial? Answer. The African Charter and UN Commission on Human Rights address human rights at the international level, but effective measures against violations can only be enforced at the national level. 310. Can we discuss development without considering social justice? Answer. The material suggests that development and social justice are interconnected, and it questions the possibility of discussing development without social justice. 311. What historical challenges has Nigeria faced concerning social justice since the first amalgamation in 1914? Answer. It points out that Nigeria has faced challenges of social injustice since the first amalgamation in 1914, characterized by oppression, repression, and various inequalities. 312. Enumerate some characteristics of social injustice in Nigeria as mentioned in the material. Answers. These include unbalanced units of the federation, incapacity and lack of honesty in government, tenacity of power, promulgation of unjust laws, discrimination in resource allocation, and corruption. 313. Is social injustice considered a permanent condition in Nigeria? Answer: no. Social injustice is not considered a permanent condition, and the material suggests it can be reversed if the government listens to public opinions. 314. How could social injustice eradicate in Nigeria? Answer: the material suggests that the eradication of social injustice in Nigeria is possible only if the government listens to various shades of opinion because vox populi vox Dei, meaning the people's voice is God's voice. 315. What is the role of the individual in imposing restraint for the country to achieve needed harmony? Answer: the individual must impose some degree of restraint on themselves, allowing their abilities to be regulated by law for the country to achieve the needed harmony. 316. In the context of Plato's understanding, how does social justice contribute to the virtues of the state? Answer: Plato believed that social justice is the cornerstone of other virtues of the state, emphasizing that without social justice, the state cannot be harmonious. 317. What is the significance of considering the right to development as an inalienable human right? Answer: it suggests that considering the right to development as an inalienable human right makes the violation of this right a serious social injustice. 318. How does the African continent compare concerning the concentration of least developed nations? Answer: the African continent has the highest concentration of the least developed nations in the world, which is challenging and disturbing. 319. Can social injustice be eradicated in Nigeria, according to the material? Answer: yes. The material suggests that social injustice in Nigeria is not a permanent condition and can be eradicated if the government is willing to listen to various shades of opinion.